Hey there, and welcome to the round of 32 of the Adamant Cup for Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise. We have a Game 1 matchup today between Infinious and Rexbanner. Infinious, the winner of the Lilith Rod group, and Rexbanner advancing out of the Dragoon Helm group. My name is Sheep Launcher. I am up here in the booth with Hupfin. Hupfin, when the brackets came out, this was seen as one of those matchups to watch. I'm really excited to see what these runners can show us tonight.
Absolutely agree, and this is a bracket that's giving us a lot of fascinating matches to watch. So for this to stand out is it's a good sign. It's a good sign that we'll have a good match tonight. We do have Harumph taking care of the restream, Dubword taking care of our tracking, doing all that important and helpful work behind the scenes that I simply can't be trusted to do. So we applaud them.
Yeah, and Harumph, for doing that, gets to share his hot takes with us. And, you know, I guess we're canceling each other over hot takes. So Harumph is just giving his hot takes now. And ribeye should be cooked to something in Celsius, I guess.
I mean, yes, any food should be cooked to some temperature in Celsius, because otherwise it's frozen. And I would say that's not a good idea, but like ice cream exists. There are frozen foods. Yeah, you know what? Don't listen to me. Although 0 degrees Celsius is a temperature in Celsius.
Well,
this is the kind of conversation. This is the kind of conversation we're gonna have until this match gets going.
Yes. Well, Rexbanner doing a naming scheme. Oh, the first to Twin Harp wins. I guess that's official now. And Infinious already playing the faux loser card by saying, "Oh, I've lost already, and it's only game 1."
Yes, this is only game 1. This is only the first round of the brackets. There is plenty of tournament left. And we haven't even started this match, although we will be in about a minute or so. We'll get to see what these two are actually facing off against.
Yeah, and don't let Infinious's naming scheme fool you. He is a really talented runner, as well as Rexbanner. Both of them have made deep advances into tournaments before. Kind of unfortunate for both of them that they have to face off in the round of 32.
Yeah, but you can discern from this screen, there's no Cecil, there's no Fu. This is brackets. They are not going to be hanging out tonight.
Right. One of the big changes from the group stage flags, no Cecil, no Fu. Also, treasure is going to be a lot tighter. It's going to be a pro distribution. And also, whatever you get in those treasure chests only sells for a quarter of their value.
Yeah, but of course, we have turned off the back row glitch that so many runners are so instinctively just dependent upon. We'll see, depending on our party composition, how important that actually is.
Our runners giving us a quick look at those objectives. One of them was complete Cave Magnus, so Twin Harp absolutely required.
Well, here's Twins required too.
You know, yeah, and Kainatsu hands us the Luca key. We are underway. We're glad to have you with us. And a Twins start, a required Twin Harp. We got all kinds of magic going on here. But not, and Twins are actually a really good pair to start off with in the Overworld. Their twin magic can get you through a couple of scrapes, especially when treasure is going to be kind of hard to come by.
Yeah, I was going to say, they do seem like they would be on the lower tier of starting characters, but they actually make a solid enough pair. And if that's enough to carry you along to get, one or two further characters, get you a bruiser like Sid, or roll lucky and get an edge, you're off to the races.
Both runners heading to Troya to get the key item from Edward, and that is a vanilla Twin Harp.
Hey, we were talking about ice cream.
And we'll see who's the first to dive to that Cave Magnus. Both are going to check out the sub-treasury here.
I mean, that is not an objective you go after at this point. Having the twins, like we said, they're a good starting pair, but they are entirely dependent on magic, and Cave Magnus does not like you doing magic. So bring in a physical fighter before you pursue that objective.
Right away, you can see just how stingy the treasure distribution curves are there. A Thunder Rod, which could be helpful for that pallet, but not much else.
Yeah, hard to say that's worth the time invested in looting that, but of course, you don't know. So, you're in the neighborhood, it's quick enough, but this doesn't pay out.
So Rexbanner going to check out the shops. Meanwhile, Infinious going to Damsian has to launch the hovercraft anyway. Launching the Falcon is an objective, so you're here, you might as well.
Yep, I'm seeing over in Damsian another wide spread of equipment, but none of it terribly good. We've had like Thunderclaw, Middle Sword, that was about as high up as things that you're interested in.
Yeah, going to be really dependent on what character is available on Mount Hobbs, which you have to imagine our runners are going to be interested in finding out sooner rather than later.
Yep, although Rexbanner is first going to go into the Watery Pass and loot this. The distribution will be slightly better here just because it's more out of the way. But still, it's T-Pro. It's, well, okay, there's a Crystal Shield. That's money.
And a Dancing Dagger, which
yeah.
It's not nothing. And Infinious going to check out that Hobbs character. Hupfin, which character do you think would be most advantageous to getting off to a quick start up here?
I think Kane would be reasonable. We found a bit of heavier armor and I think a couple of swords. Edge, though, being up here, I didn't realize was possible. Take the Edge.
Yes, Edge unguarded in this flag set. Only have to tangle with some dolls in order to acquire the ninja.
Yeah, unfortunately, he is going to suffer a little bit as a physical fighter just in this moment. Infinious set up the party, so Edge is in the back row. But Flame will show you how.
Yeah, it's almost as if Edge is custom equipped to take on those dolls, taking care of all of them with a single flame cast. And even though Infinious doesn't have a source of exit, will at least loot out the one chest, just gets a Lilith Rod.
So yeah, a little bit of equipment for these characters. We do, of course, have Sineki on, so we are looking for that kit just to make anything happen. But if it is going to be decently enough equipped, and Rexbanner will be as well once he goes and picks up that ninja.
Yeah, I believe Palom started with an archer bow, and Rexbanner will switch the archer bow onto Porum. Not a bad bow to start off with, and mute arrows. Porum can start dealing some decent damage. Infinious diving into the Antlion cave, and the presence of Edge has to really feel like he can start taking on these checks now with some confidence.
Yeah, Edge is meant to be a late game character, relatively speaking, so having him in these early game locations, you are going to breeze through, and Demist in Antlion is not terribly scary. This spot doesn't punch that much.
Nope. Maybe a little slow if you cannot take care of Demist before the phase shift, but that Edge doing 570 damage will get the job done.
Yep, so starting to stack those tier 2 elemental spells. The Rune Axe is whatever. You're more interested in the experience and getting your party more online.
Yeah, the Rune Axe, if Kane shows up relatively soon, could be useful. Other than that, a big nothing. And remember, we did see the free key item from Edward. The D Mist does not have a key item hiding behind it. One of the flag sets coming over from the group stage and translating into the bracket stage is that free key item, meaning there are no boss hunts at all.
So I saw Rexbanner just picked up a black belt over in the Antlion Cave in a chest that I don't think Infinious hit. He has been very limited in what he's actually bothering to loot. When you have a treasure situation like this flag set, that can be a little thing that matters.
I believe Rexbanner also picked up another black belt from the Watery Pass, which Infinious did not go to.
Yeah, if he heads up to physical fighter, to mage, that's solid gear to have.
Infinious found longswords for sale in Mysidia, and I believe shelled out the cash to pick up a couple of them.
So they're going to be in a chest within the next 20 minutes. That's how it always goes.
And Infinious is going to head up Mount Ordeals. Not as imperative as they were in the group stage, because Cecil isn't around. No chance of finding Tella anytime soon, really. It is 3 bosses, but it will get experience. Infinious can clear it out relatively easily, so he's going to make the play. And the first spot is decidedly not vanilla. Antlion not on the moon.
Yep. Also, not a boss that you're keeping an eye out for in terms of gating your way underground. It's Antlion. It could be anywhere. So, all right, just fight it out. You're worried about finding a Val, a Golbez, something more dangerous that can also steer you away from a problem spot. But while Infinious is doing that, Rexbanner is over defending Fabul. So 1 boss fight for 1 key item.
Yeah, the first spot on Mount Ordeal is not particularly punchy, which negates most of Antlion's threat. Oh, and we have a comedian here.
Yeah, and this is actually a really good joke. This is one of those spots where you can't prepare. The Fabul defense will automatically heal you before and after, but that means you can't knock your party down to 2 and speed this all along. You just gotta deal with it.
Although, Rexbanner was able to knock down that top twin easily enough. Shadow will appear, see nothing particularly delectable, and then go away.
And we actually have another spot of vanilla. That is Mylon Z in the Mylon Z location.
How about it? Now his threat to throw us into the deep ravine actually has legs.
I mean, he's always had legs. He's standing there. He's technically hovering. It's a whole program thing. Don't worry about it.
Not as much leg as other fiends, but
yeah,
still.
Just a standard level of leg.
And Rexbanner is set up to take down this Golbez with the Star Veil on edge. The magic power here isn't great anyway.
Yeah, this isn't one of those spots where you absolutely need to pull off the strategy. It's just handy and may save you from spending a few life pots that Rexbanner is having to spend to try and keep the party up.
Yeah. Well, Golbez asks the ultimate question.
Yeah, why was Golbez there? Why? Why am I in this boss location?
And I think we know the answer to why Golbez never advanced past Journalism 101. He's got one question down.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones.
Rexbanner picks up the pink tail. So an adamant armor at some point.
Yeah, but not yet, and is not going to gate anything else. So, if Infinious's whole train of thought is, I'm going to try to single dip Fabul as much as that's logically possible, spares him a little bit of time.
And Keyless Tower not on the menu today.
Yeah, that's how. We're still not finding key items that are actually usable besides that Twin Harp.
And it could be that the Twin Harp guards the way underground.
Mm-hmm.
That's certainly possible.
But Infinious gets through dealing with his monk past, I guess.
I guess that's how you can retcon it. I used to be a karate man, and now I have to turn away from that in order to change.
Yes, and master the blade. And or magic. Really, of this party, Porum is the only one who doesn't use blades and magic. She can't equip knives.
True. Now, Infinious going to turn on random encounters on his way back down the mountain. What do you think he's trying to do here?
Maybe just get enough to get that berserk.
I think.
Yeah.
I think trying to get berserk. Yeah. Berserk on Porum is a great thing to have early. That edge loves being berserked, and with two long swords, Infinious will be dealing out the damage. Just gets a couple of levels on the kids and gets berserk on Porum, and he's good to go. Meanwhile, Rexbanner is starting his own climb up, and Infinious, now that he's vanquished the Karate Man, will go to his old hangout spot, go to Baronet. And that's a mob bomb in the first spot. What an annoying boss in the first spot.
And an old man sitting at the table with it.
Now, with the climb up ordeals complete, Tella could be of great utility to this party.
Oh, definitely.
You got two blink casters in a little bit. You have two berserk casters.
But Infinious dealing with an explode caster that seemed to knock the twins down a little bit.
Yeah, gets through. A little hairy, but has edge up for the second fight, which is a Sparkle, which is a Blarg.
And has Star Veils, so having only one party member up is actually pretty beneficial in that moment.
And we'll see if Rexbanner comes this way, how many Star Veils he has left.
Yep, we know he spent at least one.
But Wyvern in this spot, very slow. This spot, one of the slowest in the entire game, and now will be set up to outspeed Wyvern and not take another nuke, hopefully.
Yeah, it's also got pretty low magic powers. We saw that Mega Nuke did 1200. But you look at Infinious's HP levels.
Yeah, a nuke would be enough to one-shot any of these now, and that is the bad thing about this spot being so slow. That wall wore off very fast.
Yep. So yeah, I think we are at the point where you just dart something. You make sure you are through.
Yeah, I mean, you have enough darts that you picked up. That middle sword by any means, but Infinious is through. It gets a spoon, so Twin Harp has underground access. Or at least a way to get there. And I'm really happy for Harumph, because this is what he wants. It really is. Rexbanner going to go down the mountain, and Infinious going to head into Eblan Castle. Eblan Castle was a really popular play during the group stage. Neither runner touched it before starting to take on the Czechs. What do you think of its importance in these flags, Hupfen?
Well, I think it still holds up. But you're leaning even more so towards the trap chests and hoping that those will give you really good payouts because of that T-Pro stuff. The treasure will be a little bit better because of that danger. I do think Infinious' party can handle that danger. So I think this is a reasonable play, and it's reasonable to not have really poked at it before this stage.
Yeah, I think Infinious is really searching for something that will help him along in that Cave Magnus. Hoping to spike a nice piece of equipment from the Mad Ogres.
And there you go, stone lands.
Hell of life, paying off.
But yeah, we were saying at the beginning, like, you don't want to bring the twins alone into King Magnus. Magic is a bad idea there, and we're looking at a party that's 3/4 magic. Like, it's all mage, all the way down. This is the Ordeals party, except it's Edge instead of Cecil.
Infinious did get Palom up to Virus, which isn't nothing, although Virus's effectiveness not great in Cave Magnus.
No, but its effectiveness is a bit higher elsewhere. It's the really fast cast and pretty good damage for it. Did also pick up a lunar staff, so that's decent enough equipment.
In one of the untrapped chests, found a vampire, which is always a nice J item to have along.
And a siren for later.
Very nice. Rexbanner, meanwhile, threw Baron in. Will pick up his spoon and his sage. I don't know. I have a feeling if you're spooning sage, you got a stew going.
I hate that my mental image is now the sage in Final Fantasy XIV and that weapon setup, and it's just 4 spoons hovering around somebody.
Infinious already leaving Tella on the ground, not going to let him advance. A nice Zeus gauntlet.
Yep, just making Edge an even harder carry for this group.
So one more trap chest in Castle Eblan for Infinious before he tackles Cave Magnus, you would think. And Rexbanner following along quickly behind. So Rexbanner has done Fabul, and Infinious has not, but otherwise, similar checks for these runners in a similar order.
Yeah, which of course means similar outcomes for both of them.
Yeah, they're both rocking the same party right now. Now here's a little interesting divergence is Rexbanner still has that quick edge in the middle, and these ogres are going quickly.
Yeah. Infinious had put that Tela in the middle, so slower anchor, but also gets that spell accuracy boost.
Yeah, and that was really able to help him stone all those ogres. But Infinious wipes to the Stalemen, and Rexbanner wipes to the Mad Ogres. Eblan not playing around.
Nope, and Infinious has decided I pushed my luck enough. I'm taking 2 out of 3 and calling it a day.
Yeah, that Staleman. The skulls go down easily enough, but that Staleman has a ton of HP, does not take damage easily. And it looks like Infinious is going where he has to go.
Yep. I would say this is commit to the bit, but you're forced to commit to the bit, which I think makes it stop being a bit. It's not a bit anymore. It's just a requirement.
Exactly.
It is objective number 7 as well.
Oh, nice elixir. The magnetic field is in effect. Which I think airport security, that should be the sign.
Yeah, that's a perfectly valid sign. I just love the fact that when they made this game, they designed the whole notion of equipment and weapons having magnetism solely for this dungeon.
Sure.
It never comes up anywhere else.
That's how powerful the Dark Elf is.
Yeah. And Rexbanner showing how powerful ice is against the Stalemen. That is the optimal way of approaching those if you have the ability.
A nice ice baby. And a ninja shirt. Hey.
Hey.
Go ninja shirt team. Group. And Infinious will perish at the hand of the Dark Elf, and that means it's time for some music.
Well, will be once Edward, crawls out of bed and actually gets over to the Twin Harp. Although he's supposed to be resting.
And we don't have all day.
Yeah. Also, he gave us the harp, so really, this is his own fault. He should be, just pick it up a little bit more.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
It was probably not ska. Truly an experience for the ages. Oh, look, it's Magma Key.
Hey, that kind of had to be there, or something
Yeah,
similar
something.
to it.
But yeah, that is objective number 7. That is 7 Saga. That is not 7. So 6 fights in the Old Gauntlet? 5? I can never remember.
5 fights.
5 fights. And that was also a free Bacchus wine that Infinious managed to steal from an ogre during that whole ordeal.
Yeah, tried to get lucky and do it again. Only able to sneak one of the Bacchuses, but you always love an extended harp version during the Alt Gauntlet at Cave Magnus. But the Magma Key and Infinious is going to head straight to Aggert and drop the key down the well. A lot of choices for Infinious to take advantage of now. There are so many underground checks that were obtained in the Overworld.
Yep, we have that Luca key right out of the gate, so Seal Cave, it's available. I don't know that that's something you want to play right away. We got the full tower on hand. We could go and visit Yang and then go do Sheila 1 and Fabul. You'd probably hold that a little bit, try and loop it all in at once. And then there's Dwarf Castle, a spot that a number of runners seem to avoid or forget, but it is available the moment you're underground.
Much so. So Infinious will open up that crater. We'll see if he's interested in checking out the shops here. He's got to think that Edge is pretty well decked out. Cure 3s and Thor Rages. And
yeah,
you take back a 10.
You take those. It's enough bosses where that is very handy. Even with this group, that you have a fair number of lit casters, but you still want them.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. We do know where Kainatsu is. Kainatsu was in the Baigan spot in the Bear Castle.
Mm-hmm.
Rexbanner diving into the cave on his end, and it looks like Infinious is going to check out that Dwarf Castle. Maybe at least to check out the first boss here before looting and shopping.
While Infinious goes and visits the dwarves, we've got a reprise of that 7th Saga music and a reprise of that required Alt Gauntlet. So do enjoy.
Yeah, just about a perfect seed where you don't have to hear you don't have to hear me talk all that much.
We can stop. Well, it turns out that an alt gauntlet at Harp and an Octomam into Lugae at Dwarf Castle, about the same length.
Yeah, especially when Lugae is staring down an edge with a Thunderclaw. That made very short work of the good doctor. The character in Dwarf Castle was a vanilla Rydia, no help to Infinious' party.
Yep, and the reward is just an illusion.
I mean, I love it when you speak in metaphors. But tell us what the actual reward was.
Well, it was a trick. It was a deception. It was a feint.
Infinious checking out Tomra. We'll see if we get a check of the job dwarf. Did get a Thor Rage.
A preschool teacher. Very nice. Good work.
What do they teach in Dwarven preschool? Here are the various axe head shapes.
Yeah, mining, perhaps. I mean, it depends on the treatment. Certainly you got to learn your lally-hos early. You
Yes.
have to get those.
Also, we are surrounded by lava, which is very hot.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that probably comes instinctively. I don't know.
You would hope so, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember what I learned in preschool. That was ages ago.
A sneakily good item that Infinious picked up from the walk down to the Land of Seven Monsters, a whistle. In a seed where money is going to be hard to come by, whistles sell for a lot, even on S-Quarter.
Yep, whistles are always good for a big splash of cash, or a big splash of memeing, if you're so inclined, but I would rather the money.
Yeah, 5,000 GP for each whistle on S-Quarter, nothing to sneeze at. And Infinious is going to check the rat tail chest, gets a package.
We do need that.
That is required. Do need to burn the town down. Hupfen, any characters you would want to see in Village Mist that would make you stick around through the entire cutscene?
No.
Not at this point.
Quite frankly, no, not at this point.
Maybe another edge. Doubtful.
Yeah. Duplicates are possible. But honestly, I'm almost looking at this group like, are we able to do a grind in such a way that Edge can just handle Zeromus and everyone is just supporting him? Like, let him be the tank.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Do want to welcome in our raiding parties. Welcome into this game 1 of the round of 32 of the Adamant Cup bracket stage. Infinious versus Rexbanner. We had a required twin harp, required alt gauntlet twin harp to get underground that you missed. So definitely check that out on the VOD. But otherwise, we're still fairly early in this. Both runners have a lot of the underground open to them.
Yep, fairly early, and I dare say fairly linear. At the point of getting underground, the only difference has been that Rexbanner went and defended Fabul, which Infinious has not yet done.
Yeah, both runners have kind of been funneled into taking very similar paths. Although Rexbanner has not tackled Dwarf Castle after coming underground, which Infinious did right away. It did not pay off for Infinious. He got an illusion out of it.
Yeah, so then amusingly has received several illusions from chests over the course of this looting. So if you thought the reward was disappointing initially, It's like you get a gift that you're told was made specifically for you, and then you go and you see it on the store shelves. You're just like, Giat, I thought we were tighter than this.
I thought we had something.
Yeah.
Now, Infinious did get a full moon. And with the back row glitch off in this flag set, full moon is so vital to keep that edge in the back row, keep him protected, and still doing good amounts of damage.
Yeah, I mean, it even has value if you leave him in the front row, because of how this game's row mechanics are set up. You can better attack enemies that are considered in the back row. That can often be a reason to set up a back row glitch when that is available. Even if you know that you're going to keep the character in the front, just lets them target anything effectively.
By the way, the summon bosses, the bosses in the Land of Summoned Monsters, were the Magus Sisters, and either a quarter leg or a full leg. It was a ruby sprite. So it's either a 7-person party down there or just 4. Either way, it sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, it's hopping down in the Fey March. And it's Ogopogo here at the top of the tower.
And this fight can get a little pear-shaped in a hurry. And Infinious takes a reset. There aren't too many bosses you need to quake in your boots at the top of tower. But Ogopogo is one of them that the attack power isn't great, but that is a percentage-based damage those big waves do. Relatively fast, and it has a ton of HP.
Yeah, but while Infinious is doing this, Rexbanner has visited Yong, and is now coming back to Fabul's, really committing to, Sheila having the goods, and, Infinious clearly is trying to consolidate those checks as much as possible. If Rexbanner is gambling on that's not going to be possible, and it's going to be advantageous to not do that.
Well, he did leave a save right outside of the tower, so if this is not something he wants, he's going to reset
He
right back to the
resets.
tower.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what uses samurai arrows have in the kitchen, but they don't have much use to Rexbanner's arsenal right now.
He's using them as skewers for kebabs.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's a surprisingly banal use for such high quality arrows, but
Well, I mean, you got to save your arty arrows for when company comes over.
Oh, naturally.
Infinious giving this nope rope another try. And it is punching just a little bit too hard for what his party can take right now.
Yeah, this is turning out rough.
Did bluff with Palom to increase, or with Palom through a cure 2, and yeah, just not quick enough, not strong enough.
Yeah, gonna keep swinging for it.
So that is Ogopogo 2 runners, nothing so far.
Oh, is going to go and hit the super cannon room and find Vanilla. This is always easy to knock out. But
yes.
When it's Vanilla, it's even more easy to knock out.
And this will give a nice infusion of XP. By the way, launching the Falcon is required, so the boss that Ogopogo vanquishes at the top is of interest to us. It is a Dark Elf.
Yeah, I don't believe Dark Elf at the Ruby Spot is going to be that terrible.
No, and who knows where the hook could be hiding. It could be until the end of the game before that route gets taken.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Rexbanner gonna tangle with the noodle. Gets a Cure 4 off from Tella, which already will put him in a little better stead.
Yeah, this might actually be a fight where having Tella up is vital.
Infinious back on his way up to the top of the tower. Not going to leave until he has his sushi. Tala taking a nap on Rexbanner's side, but I believe he's done his job.
Yeah, he's kept things flowing. That's a singular big wave on Rexbanner's side, so just a quarter HP taken off can easily cure through this before the next big wave double shot.
And gets a little lucky with the attack on Edge, and Rexbanner is through, and that is big.
Yeah, that is a big deal. Catching up his Palom on some XP as well. And that's a Darkness Crystal. We have to get through this.
Yes. Ogopogo guarding the Darkness Crystal. Rexbanner through on his first try, and Infinious now on his third. This feels like a big pendulum swing.
Absolutely. And Infinious taking a third wipe, trying this longer range strat, and it's not quite paying out.
No, and he knows that he can't leave the tower without taking this on. It'll just bleed too much time.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to be out of options very quickly as well.
Yeah, if you can't take on the top of the tower, you're not going to be able to take on the sealed cave. You're not going to be able to take on the summon monsters bosses. This is kind of where you have to go.
I mean, Infinious is sitting on a couple of Sirens, if I recall correctly. I think Rexbanner has one or two as well. I have to wonder if it was a thought before coming to the tower. Like, do I crack one of those open, get a little bit of extra power going? Or were they just, feeling confident enough?
Yeah, and Sirens were for sale in Dwarf Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And really the time to crack those open would have been before now. Although, there are 4 trap chests in the tower. Can sneak some Sirens and get a little more XP. Maybe a nice piece of armor that would help fend these attacks off a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you may just need what you get from those trap chests for the XP from that, because they are a decent splash.
Rexbanner going to the bottom of the tower.
Yeah, make his way out, see what we get from doing the super cannon room.
And Rexbanner has a couple of options from here. Does have the sealed cave and the summon monsters bosses. Could summon the big whale right away. See what he's up against in maybe in cave value or maybe in some of the required locations. And also has Dwarf Castle, and that's where he's going to go. It makes sense. Wants to take care of the underground while he's here.
Oh, so close for Infinious. On his back leg. Sees that, dart that spoon. Absolutely dart that spoon. This fight is giving you plenty of trouble. That is 10,000 HP off of whatever you choose. Just, go back in, do the throw. You've got to get through it at this point. You've burned now four runs at it.
Yeah, Infinious might be a little tilted at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Take a deep breath. That spoon definitely available to you. It might seem like a dear price to pay, but really it's not.
Yeah, and honestly, it is fortunate for Infinious that Rexbanner is going and doing Dwarf Castle, because that pays off with nothing. It gives you a bit of XP, the option of Iridia, and an illusion. You don't care. So it's buying him some time.
Yes, fortunate for Infinious that Rexbanner is choosing to take this detour. There is still a lot of race to go. So this is not debilitating for Infinious at any rate, but Infinious has to feel behind, maybe might want to start taking some risks.
Yeah, I almost feel like that might be the more dangerous part in terms of, winning the race, getting a solid time is, right now they're pretty neck and neck, all things considered. But if you start feeling like you're way behind, you start playing risky, if those risks aren't paying off and they're risks you otherwise wouldn't have taken, you can just put yourself in a worse position. You got to be able to keep your head clean and keep things straight. And that is a pinnacle skill of racers.
Very much so. And Infinious has done this enough that he should be able to do it. He's practiced this skill, so it will be a good test of how composed he continues to be.
Yeah, this ain't anyone's first rodeo.
Infinious does have blinks up, which is helping with those punches. Has a berserked edge and gets through.
Very nice.
So Infinious gets his darkness crystal. Breathing a big sigh of relief, and he is off.
You have to trek all the way back down, sit through the cutscene at the end. So Rexbanner is going to have a little bit of a time advantage getting out of Dwarf Castle, but it's only a little advantage, and we'll see where things lead from here.
So there are sirens for sale in Dwarf Castle. You also have those trap chests available in the tower with an edge to sneak. You also have a darkness crystal and a Tella for a D-Machine grind.
A D-Machine grind is on the table. We even had a Soma drop that I believe Infinious found, and I believe Rex did as well. So you could bring Tella up to around 100.
You're seeing a lot of races in this tournament where just doing what you have to do is enough of a grind for you, but with the moon and with the summon monster bosses and these levels, I don't know that either runner is comfortable with the overall HP of the party to take on any of those without a little bit of extra oomph.
Yeah, I think that nails my main concern with this party. You've got perfectly viable tools for handling Zeromus, except the HP. This group, Edge is the only one who's going to get up to really safe HP values at any reasonable time. The other three, I don't really know that they do at all. So you'd really have to be handy with nerfing the big bangs, or at least being able to clean yourself up when they do hit. So yeah, that would be a solid reason to adjust your party at this stage, is maybe pick up a Sid just to be a tank.
Yeah, Sid would be welcome. Maybe he's worth sitting through that package cutscene, or certainly if he's available on the moon, you'd give him a look. But both runners are going to dive into that sealed cave.
Yeah, I mean, we've had this key from the beginning. I agree with the train of thought. I don't know if it's theirs. That you had access for a while, and you want to be done with the underground if you can. So take care of this. Hopefully, it's a handleable boss. And then go to the moon. Clear out the moon as much as you have to. Maybe never come underground again.
Yeah, that would be nice. There is a pan still out there, so our runners would want to check that whenever it comes available. But While they're diving to the bottom of the seal cave, do want to thank our tracker, Dubword47, and our restreamer, Harumph, for rolling this fabulous seed. And thank you to Hupfin for being the very best co-commentator.
I'm always happy to have the booth with the sheep launcher.
And that is an earth crystal.
That
is worth walking out.
Yeah, we don't have any objectives directly behind that, but it does lead to a key item. And oh, this is free to obtain. So yeah, you're definitely happy to have that.
It sure is. And these soldiers not hitting for all that much.
Oh no, this is not a very punchy spot. It's quite fast, and the magic can be a little ruder than you might want it to be, but it's Officer Soldier. You're fine.
Yep, as soon as the soldiers go away, the officer will take his leave, and that's it. Don't get as much XP as you might expect, but if you're counting on the evil wall spot to give you XP, you have bigger problems.
Mm.
And Rexbanner will be right behind.
I even circled up that edge, hoping to get the kill. Nope, not enough damage. The officer takes quite a lion's share of the HP and XP, so there is an incentive to get rid of him, but it's not always easy.
And he's sneaky. He'll sneak on out the back door.
Mm-hmm.
That officer lives to fight another day. Where does he go to? Nobody knows. And now both runners are doing the time warp again.
I mean, if your menuing is on point, it is the fastest way out.
Very, very much so. And do want to commend both runners for no bad rope bonks. Always great to see.
Definitely.
Infinious going to head down to check in on Yong and then head back up to Fabul. Now, Infinious is going to defend Fabul from the mad comedian himself.
Yeah, so this is Infinious cleaning up the gap between him and Rexbanner, but that does mean that Rexbanner probably going to get a little bit of an advantage now.
Yeah, Rexbanner's already seen that, and the save that Rexbanner took outside of tower means that Rexbanner doesn't have to visit down in the Sylph again, even if he wants to collect the samurai arrows for some strange reason.
Yeah, I don't know. Even with the back row glitch off, I feel like archery just isn't very popular in the Adamant Cup.
I think that's a shame.
Yeah, it definitely has its uses, and we've definitely seen some of its uses, but not a top tier skill.
I think it's part of a well-rounded royal education at all of our finest boarding schools, and it should be treated as such. You got to learn how to hit the target.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I've even learned how to do some archery, and I don't know anything.
And whatever happened to lawn darts, anyway?
I don't know.
The answer is they killed a bunch of kids.
Yeah, lawsuits is what happened.
Well, Rexbanner is going to go check on that Earth Crystal, going to skip the treasury. And although we can definitely understand the reasoning, it still hurts. Gonna see if he could spike something from the Flame Dog chest, though. Gets really lucky with the placement. And that flame dog goes down right away. A crystal ring, not bad at all.
Yeah, no, that you take those. Especially good for fiddling with agility as you get towards the Romus. If you need a character to be just that bit faster, you got that option now.
Infinious gets through that Golbez lickety-split. Still asking the same question.
Yep.
Why do the monsters keep appearing?
Why do they? We asked them to leave ever so kindly, and then also attacked them.
Did we ask them to leave?
I'm pretty sure someone did at some point.
I mean,
someone tried diplomacy. It wasn't Dark Knight Cecil who's over in Tower of Zot. I don't think he tried, but someone did.
Okay, because all I know is I wasn't responsible for it, so nobody can blame me for not.
Yeah, that was not our department.
Infinious picks up his stack of arrows. Dark Knight Cecil in the Tower of Zot. Not a threat.
Yeah, if I understand correctly, the Dark Wave attack, it looks like magic. Sure seems like it, but it is based on the strength stat, isn't it?
I believe so. I believe you're right.
And the Magus Sisters, good at magic. Their script does not involve very much punching, so.
No, although the Magus Sisters are practiced in the dark arts.
Well, I don't know. They do a little bit of white magic. Reflect is white magic.
True.
Yeah. Isn't Charm white magic in this?
I believe.
Okay, so the Magus Sisters are red mages is what we're deciding. Or at least are collectively are one white mage. Anyway, there's another Tella.
Yeah, duplicate Tella. I mean, you have one old man. You want two? Has a twin outlived their usefulness? I would like to see somebody take a triple Tella to Z on these flags. That would just be incredible.
But what about a cane?
Ooh. Now, we haven't seen any top-tier weapons for Kane. No Dragoon Spear, no White Spear, no Defense Sword. So, he is a bruiser and can be a little bit of a tank, but he's definitely not as much of a tank as a Yang or a Sid. And Rexbanner kicks him off to the curb.
Yeah, if the Dragoon had shown up a bit earlier, I think we would have considered it or even gone all in. We're starting to get to the point where you're looking at your party and be like, okay, how do I make this work?
Make it work. That's what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
Mylon and friends at the top of the tower. Flame takes care of the friends really quick. Which is always unfortunate when your friends have to leave real fast.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's just you and the awkward guy in the corner.
Yeah, especially when it's any manner of fire-based reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Look, Mylon won't even strike up a conversation about his body. He just disappears. His Rexbanner is through.
Well, small miracles do exist. Infinious gets to the top and will survey his character options.
Turns out we're doing all this for the pass, so it has some value.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. I would say this is faster than going back to the moon, if that's where the route would take you, so I'm not angry.
It's looking increasingly likely that the weight of the hook is going to be on the moon, so the hook route is going to require returning to the blue planet anyway.
Yeah, with the distribution of the objectives that we have left, we have objective 4 in hand. We just have to go do it. But everything else, we've got 2 that are definitely on the moon. And there's enough key items on the table that everything could be on the moon. At which point, like, that pass does become quite a bit of value.
Yeah, especially that sand ruby, since it's a terminal key item. It's pretty likely to be up there. But Rexbanner going to check out the Baymarch. Wants to tangle with the sisters and with some manner of leg. Well, Infinious gets Mylon, the old cranky guy at the doctor, complaining about his body. And we'll see which one Rex wants to go to first. For curiosity's sake, I might take on the Elements or Ruby at Asura, but Rex is going to take on Magnet Sisters first.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you on wanting that little bit of intel, if nothing else. The magic at the Asura spot can be a bit rough, so it if nothing else, it helps to have the knowledge and know what to schedule against.
Yeah, the Asura spot also a little bit quicker than the King spot, but these sisters are going plenty fast. And Infinious going back to Dwarf Castle looks like he's going to pick up some sirens. Picks up a stack of 20.
It's a lot of sirens.
He is going to be scrambling some serious eggs.
Yeah.
He does have 9 key items, which hurts.
Yeah, that is the rough spot. Once you're at 10 key items, you're getting that XP boost. But we're just not there yet. That may be what Rexbanner is more interested in, actually. Getting a key item just to have a 10th key item. Who cares what it is?
And Rexbanner going to deal with all original leg in the Asura spot. The magic here is going to sting a little bit. Yep, and in case you're wondering, you have 10 items lit up on each runner's tracker, but there are only 9 key items. The pass, because the pass doesn't have to be in a key item location, the pass can be in chests, it could be in a shop. It doesn't count as a key item for the purpose of the key item bonus. Now, in these flags, the pass can only be at a key item location, but there are ways to play free enterprise where you can just purchase the pass, and we hope that you do.
Sheeplock wasn't aware that you were involved in the sale of the pass. getting a little commission cut, I take it?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
You know, a sheep launcher's got to get his beak wet.
I can't knock the hustle.
Rexbanner is through that Ruby fight, gets a Sorcerer robe.
Yeah, and the reset, he is clearly just interested in key items. Even the XP that you get from doing that is not enough.
And Infinious going to, instead of trying to spike a key item down here, gonna do the eggs. It'll take a bit of a longer time, but if Rex can get a key item from these sisters, it might pay off for him. One of the reasons I think Rex reset out of that Ruby fight, he threw his spoon at Leg, and he wanted that spoon back.
Yeah, like we were saying, that's 10k HP off of any boss of your choosing, and that is valuable. In a certainly more valuable than a sorcerer robe.
Yeah, for sure. A sorcerer robe, really nice to have in the early game, especially. It can deck out your black mage, but a spoon is quad 9 damage. But these sisters taking a lot of turns, doing a lot of damage.
But I do appreciate seeing the different strategies here. Rexbanner, you've got objectives you've got to do. At some point, you have to go do those things. And I fully appreciate just being like, I'm going to go and try to clear like what advances this seed. If it's at Magus Sisters, we're doing Magus Sisters. If it's at Ruby, we're doing Ruby. Infinious being like, I know I need to do those things, but I need to get strong. I'm going to get strong first and hope that my ratio is right and I can breeze through the rest and come out ahead.
So each runner has had a boss that they've hit their head against the wall a little bit on. For Infinious, it was Ogopogo at the top of the tower, and for Rexbanner, it's now a third shot at the Magus Sisters. So that evens things out a little bit too. Mm-hmm. We said earlier there's a lot of race to go, and Infinious is setting himself up nicely for the end game, doing it a little slower than maybe he would want, but getting there. And that magic is just shredding that party. And the hits keep coming as well.
Yeah. This is the Leviathan spot, and Leviathan's supposed to be a tough boss. It's demonstrating the stats that make that possible.
I don't know if Rex had a Meteor queued up with that Tella, but...
Yeah, it did.
Ooh. Meteor takes a long time.
So is it the slowest spell in the game? I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it hit. It's Meteor, so okay. But yeah, that is a commitment, and Rex has decided no longer going to commit to the Magus Sisters play. That's enough wipes. We're going.
Yep. Rexbanner will cut his losses at this point and instead will go to space. Wish everyone Infinious is taking care of that. Tala did hop back in the airship and go to the pot. With the availability of money in this seed being so sparse, not wanting to use cabins where you don't have to will take a little extra travel time.
Mm-hmm. And certainly not going to bother using an inn. You pretty much never see those used in Free Enterprise.
No, they take a long time and also cost money. Although you get a free mint on your pillow.
You do. The hospitality industry on the Blue Planet is it's solid. It's solid.
Now, what's your favorite inn in the game? Do you have one?
I can't say that I do, quite honestly.
I have a least favorite.
Okay.
And it's the one in Mysidia. It just seems very cramped to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
The staircase seems narrow. It's up at the top. If you're at the front desk, nobody else can slide in or out.
Yeah, it's they clearly don't really want visitors all that much. And I mean, given the storyline of this game, I don't blame them.
Except it should be a center of commerce because the Serpent Road is right there.
Yeah, you would think. Look, the more we think about this game, the less it makes sense. So let's just enjoy the free enterprise.
Hey, that's fine with me. And there's a second edge.
There is. Rexbanner does not want him, though.
No, not enough weaponry, probably. Not going to sacrifice that tele-anchor at this point, and probably wants the white mage and the black mage to do reflect strats for Z and to help get through what looks like a gauntlet of moon bosses. And Rexbanner going to go top down. Go after the objective first.
Yeah, I mean, there's an objective basically on both ends. I mean, Ribbon Room isn't the very bottom, but it's close enough. But I think the instinct you're expressing is right, Sheep Launcher, that we're probably full clearing this moon. And with Valveless being the first fight, I don't know that we're enjoying it. But we're probably going to have to do all this anyway. You might as well top down in that situation.
Yeah, this is rough. And I don't believe magic can pierce through her tornado form at this spot. I could be wrong.
I think this is a full immunity spot.
We'll Zerk up that edge. And double blink casters will really help. But needs to get those blinks up fast.
This, ironically, you know, we're making all those jokes about just getting illusions out of the underground at all these various points. You might want them right now, just to spare you a few blink casts.
Yeah, that would actually help. And in addition to sparing the blink casts, you might need your white mage up to heal, because those rays will inflict stone.
Yeah, you can defer that for a little while, but eventually that will come due. And I don't think we're going to have the DPS to avoid dealing with that.
Yeah, blinks are up. Rexbanner progressing slowly, but getting there. This could easily be, you know, the whole party is down on single digits for the bulk of the fight, but the weak spell won't kill you. It just sets you to single digits. And if you can avoid all the punches, you're in the clear. Yeah, and that's what the blink is living proof of the proverb, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Absolutely. Infinious, meanwhile, continuing to take care of those eggs. Yeah, starting to get good HP numbers on those kids. Is going through this whole stack of 20 plus sirens, so we're here for a hot minute. Yeah. But yeah, we're looking at HP numbers. Edge is totally safe on the Big Bang front. The kids, little sketchy, but again, I don't know that they ever really get very far above 2K. And you want them around like 2100 for reasonable safety. Well, and thinking that Infinious has to be thinking that he is going to full clear the moon, or at least that has to be his assumption going in. So that could there's still room for the kids to grow. Oh yeah, and that would almost be, you know, my train of thought to not do as much of a grind, because if I'm sitting here like I'm going to full clear the moon, there's a lot of experience points on the moon. That's where they keep them all. Rexbanner is through, gets the level 3 spells, and gets a required Sand Ruby. So that Val is doubly required. And starting off with that is a
a sharp play.
Very nice by Rexbanner. Was able to manage the blinks and the heals very nicely and keep the damage coming with edge. A very clean fight from Rexbanner there.
And now we've been saying, like, this moon is probably going to have a whole lot of value, and it's probably going to involve fighting most, if not all, the bosses. The Ribbon Room can technically have the hook and the Baron Key, and we're just done.
If both of those show up, Rexbanner would be in go mode.
Mm-hmm. It could be that thin and that smooth. Or it could be like we were saying, having to check every boss and you find one key item and you're doing a chain in Eblan Castle and it's a mess.
It could be. That's part of the fun. And who knows, the Baron Key or the hook could be behind the Magus Sisters that Rexbanner has faded for the time being, and that Infinious is going to absolutely try to tear to bits.
Yeah, if you've done that grind, you're coming down here. There's a degree of commitment. You have said, I am at level. I am taking this fight. I'm using the inn on purpose.
Yeah, there's no healing pot down here, so you gotta pay the exorbitant 1200 GP to stay at the end. But Infinious is interested in never coming back down here again. Did pick up a stack of 10 Bacchuses.
Ooh, Rexbanner trying to hit up the gold dragons, get a bit of XP, bit of money. It quickly went south and ended up costing money.
Yeah. Yeah, lucky to escape, only losing a siren and some money and a cabin. But Rexbanner will cabin up and presumably give it another try. Gonna take on the Ribbon Room first, though.
Yeah, focus down the objectives, and again, if you get lucky, you get very lucky. And honestly, a CPU here, kind of lucky.
Yeah, not too bad. You can't berserk edge here, at least not until later.
But you do have plenty of party to manage this situation. Rex is actually going to blink up that orb and go into Berserker strats, it looks like.
Yeah, that's one way to deal with it. You don't want the old man dealing with computer issues all by himself. It will take a while, and that's kind of been the story of the moon so far, is fights that are a little bit sloggy. But going to keep on zerking that edge. Yep, there's the wine.
Mm-hmm.
What flavor do you think Bacchus is?
Well, I mean, if it's wine, it's going to be wine flavored. I do imagine it's more of a dry red, personally, but
that's what I like to imagine. Although, if I like to think that if you're using a Bacchus for a heroine robe, tiara, arty rosa, that it's a nice rosé.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's simply comedy.
And Infinious going to take on the Magus Sisters, reset out of the Ruby fight. Sork rope, not worth it. Ooh, and Rexbanner not able to keep the blinks up on that attacker.
Ooh.
And it's time for globes and right on edge. Wow. Board Zoe. and Rexbanner will have to face down those orbs in front again. Everybody's least favorite grind, an orb grind.
Mm-hmm. And of course, while that's happening, Remedy is going off from the defender, so any progress you've made on the CPU is getting pulled back.
Yeah, 3,500 at a time, just kind of deflating chunks.
Yeah, this is the very real danger of doing a Berserker strats against CPU. It's possible, but you run a risk.
Very much so. So, Rexbanner able to stop the damage. And Infinious still doesn't have 10 key items, and might be looking to do a little bit of a sister grind.
Maybe, but by the same token, Cindy just has so much more HP than the other two sisters. But no, Infinious is through. And the
Very
reward
nicely done there.
The reward is a Dwarf Axe, so
Wow.
Rexbanner is safe. There is no value in the Fey March.
A Fey March completely devoid not only of key items, but really anything that is useful an hour and a half into a seed.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So yeah, the answer to the eternal question, what is to be found on the moon? Darn near everything, turns out.
Well, while Infinious is summoning his big whale, do want to thank our restreamer Harumph for rolling this magnificence and keeping all the pictures on the screen. Also, our tracker Dubword47 been a bit fallow for a while, but has been doing a lot of button pushing. And as if Rexbanner feels sorry that the CPU no longer has the defender, it does a little cure on the CPU.
Yep. Instead of going with the blink strategy of doing large, wide damage, has instead floated the party and the attacker orb and is now quaking. Despite the animation, the CPU is not floating by default, but you can reflect a float onto it. And won the 50-50, landed on the attacker, so now can just quake to his heart's content.
Yeah, and that quake will get some more damage up on that CPU. The Ribbon Room spot has a ton of HP.
Mm-hmm.
Infinious will find his Moon Ninja, which sounds like it should be a show on Disney Plus. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I've commentated a seed with Edge on the Lunar Dais, so we decided that was some middle to lower tier kung fu film. But yeah, I want to see Moon Ninja just once, if only to laugh at it. I want to see it.
Now, this Moon Ninja comes with a dancing dagger, so I think the musical writes itself.
You might be onto something.
Broadway's opening back up. I have an idea for us.
I do think the free enterprise community has the talent and the dedication to memes. But we could write the Moon Ninja musical.
The blue planet is facing certain doom. There's only one thing to go to the moon. Moon Ninja! Infinious also going to go top down, do his objective.
Yep, we'll be facing the same Valveless fight, but we'll be facing it with much higher stats than Rexbanner did. Weak doesn't really care about that. It's still going to set you to single digits, but maybe able to get through this in fewer rounds and have a bit of a cleaner result.
Rexbanner finally getting that CPU down. An extended call to tech support. Now just has to vanquish that attacker. Will have another objective completed.
And that is so much XP. That is 7 levels per character.
And if we need another source of blink, Edge just learned image. That's a pan.
That is a pan. And an Artemis bow if you feel like archery, which we don't, but if you did, there you go.
That is 10 key items for Rex.
Yes, that is the most important part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, Rex was at 10 with the Sand Ruby.
He was at 10 with the Sand Ruby.
That's part of why the CPU gave so much XP.
Rex not going to go chase that pan, wisely, I think. Simply too many things left to do up here on the moon in order. There are too many key items left to go chasing a pan. Well, this might hurt a lotl. It's an evil wall.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 shots Edge.
Ooh,
Eek.
yep.
And that twin in the back row just barely surviving 2 hits.
Yeah, pal. I dare say, yeah. Let's reset and regroup and maybe don't bother. Maybe leave a save and see what the pan gives you. But there is the Ogopogo spot.
Yeah, still have the Ogopogo spot. Still have the Crystal Sword altar.
Mm-hmm.
So Rex is going to dive deeper down here. Knows it's not the Alt Gauntlet.
Yeah, we know it's not that. We know it's not vanilla. We know it's not Dark Knight Cecil, which is also kind of scary here.
This is
Water
not
Hag.
scary.
You gotta survive 3 punches.
That's true. This might be a fight where it's worth it to have Tella up on his feet. If only for another target.
But Palom survives the swing, so...
And it should be home free.
Again, there is a little bit of air quotes around the free. You're not getting the XP that you want exactly where you want it in most cases. But no, Rex does pull it through cleanly. And yeah, that is XP on all 3 characters that he cares about.
Yes. So very nice. That could have backfired on him, and that's required. That's a Baron Key.
Yeah, so very necessary as well.
And all of a sudden, Rexbanner is a hook away from go mode.
Yeah, at this point, that hook is all we care about.
Yeah. So one more key item to check. It could be behind the pan. It could be behind the Baron Key somehow. Could still be up here on the moon. And Rexbanner is going to tent up and take on that evil wall again. Now, a suggestion in chat is leaving a save up here and going back to the blue planet to check in on that pan and Baron Key now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that suggestion?
Honestly, that would be the route I take. We don't know what's at the Crystal Sword altar, so that could be free enough. But if your train of thought certainly is, let's get objectives knocked out, that's the direct approach. And if that does mean you're done with the moon, you have the pass. You don't have to come back. So yeah, just leave the save here, go back to, check the pan. If that pays out, you're golden. If it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know about the Baron stage, because we do have to do that regardless.
Yeah, that's the issue I have is you can't really and Baron takes too long.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't want to do it twice.
It feels like a larger kind of gamble, because if you do that and it pays out, well then, you've skipped so much of the moon, and probably a fair bit of Rude Moon, and there are a lot of checks behind that Baron Castle, but yeah, you have to do that regardless. So pretty good chance of doubling up on yourself.
Yeah, that might be a play if you feel behind.
Mhm.
I don't know if Rexbanner feels behind at this point. Did have a very rude encounter with the Mega Sisters, but other than that, routing and fights have generally been pretty clean.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm racing, I'm always feeling behind.
Sure.
Personally, so I'm a little inclined to the gamble, but yeah, these are skilled and experienced runners, and if they're not feeling behind, they're not going to make those really risky plays. Infinious overtaking care of CPU, but hitting that same Zerker problem that Rexbanner hit, and even did the float, but just trying to pump out too much damage and gets caught out for it.
Yeah. Will have to take a couple of Globe 199s. Oh, and
yeah, this is a reset. That's what the situation is.
Yeah, well, when you have a problem with your computer, often the best way to deal with it is to reset.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And Rexbanner gets through that evil wall.
Nice work. And there is your hook.
That is required. Rexbanner's in go mode. Pan is absolutely useless. And Rexbanner is in go mode with 4 objectives still to complete. What a seed.
So, I mean, from what we know, all of these remaining objectives are going to be pretty elementary. Certainly curing the fever, burning village mist, those are just do a cutscene. And the hook route, it does not look like it was going to be that bad. We know Dark Elf is the Rubicante fight. Not much left that could be in the Eblan royalty spot to give any trouble. And then Baron Castle should be relatively cheap as well. So you're really thinking, like, what's my Zeromus plan?
Assuming there are no characters that you want to replace at this point, there is still a little bit of strategy in doing the objectives. You want to cure the fever with the Sand Ruby first, and then burn the Village Mist with the package, because if you do it the other way around, you are forced to sit through the in cutscene when you go to Kaipo.
And of course, you take this hook over, take the pink tail, get your adamant armor. Those are still available. Those are still super powerful. Use them.
Yes. What would an Adamant Cup race be without an adamant armor? Even though we're in brackets, it doesn't mean we take everything away.
Mm-hmm.
Rexbanner, of course, knows that he does not want to sit through the entire mist cutscene, going to cure the fever first. And Yang is about an hour and a half too late.
Yeah, we beat him up on Mad Ordeals, and now he's recovering. We also beat him with. Oh, well, if we didn't beat him up in the Sylph Cave, we didn't have the pan yet.
No, we just stopped by.
Yeah,
Yang is just visiting all the beds.
he's a sleepy bunk. Very busy work that takes a lot out of you.
Rexbanner visiting the armor shop, wondering if he's looking for a curse ring somewhere.
Could well be. That would be a great thing to have. Just further anchor your Tella.
checking out the Mist Armor shop as well. Nothing there for him. Infinious, meanwhile, second try on this CPU. And that is Rydia just showing up in all of her vanilla locations. In Dwarf Castle and in the Village Mist.
Although we kind of messed with chronology a little bit here. She was young in Dwarf Castle. Now she's grown up here.
Yeah.
That's
Rydia Button. The curious case
of Rydia Button. Yep.
Now, that full moon for Edge on Infinious' side, really doing work against that CPU in the back row. And uses the dart, and not a bad time to use that spoon at all on this fight.
Yeah. It's a bold medio, but it paid off.
Very nice. So we're glad to have at least one medio cast in this game.
So we'll see if Infinious takes the bait or if he sticks with doing the 2 remaining checks that are down here at the bottom of the moon, both of which are going to pay out.
And Rexbanner, after checking on the characters in Mist and in the Desert Oasis, is now taking the short trip to Baron Castle to liberate it. Has to deal with a turtle first, and then whoever is sitting on the throne. And Infinious going to tangle with the evil wall. Has quite a bit more levels than Rex did at this point. But this could still be tricky without your proper anchoring.
Yeah, certainly having one of the twins in the front row, they're going to get hit very hard. But Edge will be able to dish out the damage and survive a whole lot of punches if that's what it comes to. Sadly, this evil wall guarding the hook means we couldn't have gotten the adamant to make this completely free.
Well, I think that's called self-preservation.
Well, yeah, no, it's very smart on the evil wall's part. It's certainly the most intelligent masonry we've seen in this game.
Well, Rexbanner will soon be showing us the other menacing masonry, the closing in on the walls of Baron Castle. That will only be thwarted by 2 random sprites turning to stone.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, I don't know if that's smart in as much as just menacing.
Yeah. And it's the palette swap.
Yeah, it's a French vanilla. It's a French vanilla Baron Castle with Kainazzo in the Baigen spot and with a different royalty.
Yeah. So, Infinious though got that hook and has bailed out, and I think is doing that pan check that we were talking about. I believe it did leave a save, so we'll go through the pan series, see that it's not the value. It won't even be something, well, could be the rat tail, but it won't lead to what he needs. But this is cutscene time that he's spending, and he doesn't know it, but he can't afford to.
Yeah, it hurts to see, because we know the awful truth that this pan is not going to lead to what he wants.
I don't recognize what those sprites were.
One seemed very misty. Not like Father John Misty, but like Mist.
Yeah. But also not like it's not mist. It's not the mist dragon. The difference probably for the mist dragon. Anyway, that was not a useful item. It was a useful objective though.
Yeah, one of the necessary objectives, and now Rexbanner 6/7 of the way there. And we'll just need to launch the Falcon. There's not much here on the hook route that's going to give him any concerns. Young does give Infinious the Legend Sword. The Sylphs were holding out on us the entire time. And Rex going into the hook route. And did you see, Hupfin, who Rex equipped with that adamant armor? I believe Edge would be the logical play, but I did not actually see him equipped.
No, I didn't spot it either. Here's a good choice for the adamant armor: a bard.
Well, if Rex hung onto that spoon.
Nobody held on to that spoon.
Yeah, that spoon was very slippery. I think the spoon got darted at, 6 different bosses between the two runners?
There were a lot of dartings.
And Infinious did get a rat tail from Sheila and will presumably chase that, and that is even more time that Infinious is going to lose here. Infinious will get the chance to trade in both the tails at the same time.
But is not going to take it. Sees that apple and is out of there.
Yeah, there wasn't another chain that could have been taken on. So, if the Earth Crystal were still out there or something like that, that would have been even worse. But Infinious now knows the chain did not pay off. We'll see if he feels behind here.
I mean, you gotta feel behind. I almost suspect Infinious felt behind, and that's why he took that play in the first place with the hook. And
true.
Yeah.
Leviathan in the first spot. Rexbanner has already taken care of the graduate noodle. The undergraduate noodle, not going to be a big deal. But Infinious now taking on the Water Hag, throwing out the stack of Thor Rages.
You got him. You might as well.
He only picked up a 10-pack of them. They're burning a hole in your pocket.
And it doesn't matter how much damage you do. When you have free bosses on, you just have to hit Water Hag 3 times. It can be for 1 damage, as Infinious has demonstrated, and now is in go mode.
Yeah, now Infinious will get back on the whale, back down to the blue planet, complete all the rest of his objectives. So, Infinious not out of this yet. Infinious does have higher levels than Rex. Rex, not in a place where he can feel comfortable in the Z fight by any means. So, all it takes is a wipe, Infinious right back in it.
Yeah, I mean, all that grinding earlier does mean Infinious is just that much higher level in general. That sort of gap is not going to get made up by sheer levels, but yeah, it helps.
Yeah, Infinious will need a little bit of luck, but stranger things have certainly happened.
Mm-hmm.
Infinious going immediately to Baron Castle to start ticking off his to-do list. Rexbanner not able to do the crumble skip, so has to watch the dragon form of the Dark Elf fade away, but will fall down the pitfall and collect his crystal. Now, Hupfen, do you think Rex would want to take on Z with these levels? There are sirens available.
I think it's a question of confidence, and it's a question of your concern about your time. If you're feeling behind, but you're the kind of player that's confident in lower level Z strats, maybe you go for it. But if you want to play it a little safer, or think you have the time to play it safer, yeah, grab some sirens. Just make it standard. Make it textbook. Those are harder fights to have fall apart.
Yeah, and sirens are available. They are for sale in Dwarf Castle. Really easy to get to. So if Rex feels good about his position right now at all, he might feel like he has some time to collect them. And he's going to the peninsula. He has 6 sirens, and that should be plenty.
Yeah, with where he's sitting now, that's all I expect you to do.
Gets the double XP. Still going to be a little bit on the low side for HP on those kids.
Yeah, that's your real danger is going to be a high roll of a big bang with Edge being berserked and being the only one left standing. That's the danger.
Let's get Cure 4 on Porum. Infinious says goodbye to Sid. And if this were Final Fantasy 7, that Porum would be close to a limit break, getting all the kills. Porum learned cross slash.
And I feel like Porum would be more of the Aerith style limit break growth, like the more healing you do. It is kind of the role in the I don't know.
Yeah, Porum and Aerith do have a lot in common. And Rexbanner is done. Pass in hand, crystal in hand.
So Infinious has, getting the second objective, still has to burn Village Mist and do the whole hook route. So a lot of catching up to do, while Rexbanner is heading off to visit our favorite cosplayer.
Yeah, Zeromus will dress up, and Rexbanner putting the battle speed down to 3.
Yeah, play it a little safer, like you were saying. These kids are not in the completely safe range. Infinious barely has Palom in the safe range. So a little bit of danger here, but got to get through this fight, and you want to get through it as quick as you can. So, but anyway,
Yep.
we're discussing what's actually going on and trying to deliver some sort of intelligent commentary. We're dancing around the question of the butt.
Yes. And the question of the butt, I suppose, is now that we've reached the point of the game where the butt is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
Yes. Also, is there a hat involved?
Is it cute?
Is the hat cute?
Is there even a but? How much butt would a butt if a butt could butt?
We're trying, y'all.
Well, one of us is.
See if you can guess which one. We don't know.
And it looks like Rexbanner setting up for hybrid strats. I did not see if Form got all the way up to white. I would be surprised.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
Of course.
Oh. After the amount of vanilla that we had, this is a pretty suitable one, honestly.
Yes, very, very suitable. And of course, RNG stands for really nice garb.
Yeah. But yeah, despite that, there's no butt, there's no hat, there's, it's just text.
Yes, and the text stands for radical new gamer tags.
We're trying, y'all.
One of us is.
Porum does have white, it turns out. That's going to be a pretty handy element in this hybrid strat.
It very much is. White does take a long time to cast, but it does a lot of damage, and with only 3 characters who are going to be awake for this whole thing, you need to pump out as much damage as you can.
Yep, those nukes are rather handy as well. We're seeing quad 9s on both fronts. Edge is somehow superfluous.
Yeah, well, Edge has to be... somebody has to be the Reflect D.
Well, Porum's the Reflect target. Edge is the healer. The ninja is a healer.
Okay, that has to be a song in our Moon Ninja.
Yeah, no, that's it's on the sheet. Don't worry
musical.
about it.
Okay, great. But those nukes coming in, there's a shake. I know there were Cure 3s available for sale. Rexbanner did not pick them up.
Did try to cast Exit. That definitely seems like an error. Hopefully
That
not
could
a
be
fatal
costly.
one. Yeah.
And I don't think this is nerfed.
It was not.
Ooh, hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, but anticipated that was not going to go terribly well, so... Yeah,
Black
let's
Hole
see.
will give a little bit of time to pick back up. Pure Force get everybody back to full health, but this is where the lower max HP really starts to worry you. Another Big Bang's going to come out.
Yeah, and you're doubly worried about the Wombo combo happening. If you get a Big Bang into a Meteo, that pretty much is going to cause a wipe.
Yeah. But gets a nuke off, gets a white off. And gets the win!
Hey! We are through. Rexbanner has defeated RNG. Everything is deterministic now.
At least quelled it for the time being, but Rexbanner takes game 1 with a time of 1:58:32. GG's to Rex. What a Z fight that turned out to be. Rex really showing off, having about 120 more HP than he really needed. And we are joined by Rexbanner now. Rex, GG's.
Thank you. GG's to Infinious. That was lovely showing, let's say. I don't think I've ever cast Exit during Z before, so, well, yeah.
Listen, someone has to be the first to do it to see what happens, so we appreciate your science.
Yeah, and you confirmed that you can't run away from the Z fight, which, we should know.
But seriously, we had what felt like a rather funneled beginning. It was only after getting underground that things started really branching out. Was that kind of what you were feeling as you were going through the seed?
I felt the underground was an absolute waste of time beyond top of tower this seed.
Yeah.
Usually the earth gives me so much more better for key items, and this one, it just seemed like everything I've checked underground was not worth the time beyond, top of tower and dwarf for the pass. But the rest of the checks just, ugh.
Yeah, well, your routing and boss fights were, for the most part, remarkably clean, remarkably well executed. Just had a little bit of trouble with the Magus Sisters in the underground, but other than that, you were very spectacular.
Oh, thank you. Trying to get through this, it's the lower treasures that makes it so we're nowhere near as overpowered as the previous ones, so have to try to do a little bit better. I would have gave anything for a mute knife that seed.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, mute arrows were available early, I guess, but that's not enough.
No, and I sold my bowl and all that, and then afterwards I'm like, I probably could have put that on Porum and actually had her help to get through the Mega Sisters, but it was too late at the time it kicked in.
Well, do you want to know what the Mega Sisters gave out?
I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if it was a key item. Please tell me it was at least a dud.
It's a Dwarf Axe.
Well, hey, I could have took that Sid at the end for my anchor. But, awesome. Okay, so yeah. Ruby with that lovely garbage, and then... Oh, what a lovely Fey March. Like I said, it really felt like the underground just held nothing. Following the Luca key into the Earth Crystal for that reward was great.
Yeah, I think that was actually where we got the pass, so there was value in that, but it also was a fair bit of time investment. We were debating if that was actually worth it, just in terms of traversal. But we are ignoring the elephant in the room, which was the Magma Key being at the Alt Gauntlet at the Cave Magnus.
Yeah, I feel like I asked for it with my beginning naming, with the extra points for Alt Gauntlet.
You did summon that.
Yes. Although,
there,
your naming scheme did turn out to be incorrect because Infinious beat you to Cave Magnus. But you came back to win. So I guess you're fallible somehow.
I guess so. It was a good music, I am going to say that at least, but always so excited for Alt Gauntlet, no matter where it is. So much fun.
Yeah, well, you certainly gave us an exciting run through that entire seed. So this is putting you up 1-0 in this best of 3. How are you feeling with the tournament? Are you feeling confident against Infinious?
I am not feeling confident against Infinious. He is a rather good racer. I've known him for a little bit now since I've started hanging around the Free Enterprise. Infinious was one of the people I met and hung out in the campfire and that, so I know Infinious is a very skilled player, and I gotta be on the top to stay ahead of him. It's not gonna be easy. It's fun. I enjoy these races and that, but I know I gotta be on top of my game to keep up with Infinious.
What do you think you're going to do for game 2 to make sure you're on top of your game?
hope for no alt gauntlet. I required Twin Harp. And
It's only barely required.
a
Just
few
to get
less
the top of
wipes on
tower.
a few less wipes on bosses. I was very worried with the wipes I had, losing a lot of time against Infinious. But it sounds like he had a bit of a hard time too with some of the bosses, so I got lucky.
There are definitely spots where if we tried to place who would have been in the lead, it would have been going back and forth because of those boss struggles that both of you had. But on the whole, you did wind up routing it just that bit cleaner, and taking the fights that bit better. So, GG's and congrats on the win.
Thank you. Just like to say thank you to all of you folks putting this on. I always appreciate it. Looking forward to watching this back. So thank you to Humpfriend and Sheep Launcher for the commentary, Dubword for pushing buttons, and Harump for making us run a Twin Harp seed. We know that Harump's favorite thing is the Twin Harps, so thank you, Harump. It was a good time.
Did you know that Harump likes drinking beer? Do you know what Harump's favorite beer is?
I do not. What is it?
Harp.
I feel like we're about to get global muted at any moment. So
GG's again, Rexbanner. Rexbanner going up 1-0. And when is game 2, Rex?
Tomorrow at the same time. We're doing, the tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, and if we require game 3, Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern as well.
Okay, well,
all right.
Stay tuned to the Discord to find out streaming information for Rex and Infinious Game 2. And Infinious has just finished with a time of 2:06:03. We'll see if we can get Infinious in for an interview. But once again, Rexbanner, GG's. And well done.
GG's to Infinious, and you folks have yourselves a good evening.
That was a very nice Z fight by Infinious.
Oh, definitely. Those extra levels, that extra power, that really does keep things going smoothly.
Yeah, and Infinious ran a pretty good race. Did take some turns that turned out to be wrong, but you see why why he's in the round of 32. And the 0-1 hole is it's daunting, but by no means insurmountable. So yeah, Hupfen, after a kind of a siloed early game, this really opened up after the tower came and the darkness crystal, and it could have gone a lot of different directions.
Yeah, definitely. We have Infinious here. Infinious, perhaps you could... well, first of all, GG, and congrats on getting through. We were just saying, as we got to the underground, that's where things really diverged, things really opened up.
I suspect, reflect. So when I went to Dwarf and I saw that Sirens for Sale, that was when I think I made the strategic error. Given I knew I was pretty happy with my party with Edge, Pal, and Porum, especially with the spoon. I figured that was good enough. I figured that was going to be my in-game party. So what I should have done was basically sell the farm to Grand up to nuke Lennon there, as opposed to do what I end up doing, which is basically make a whole bunch of checks and get wiping to them. I think so the way it would have played out is that I wouldn't have taken those wipes to Ogo. I would have done them quicker, and then I wouldn't have to get to single dip Fame March, and I think that gets me my time back. So Oh, it's one of those things where I knew I made a mistake as soon as I walked away, but it's like, and I just can't afford to give someone like Rex 10 minutes basically.
Yeah, we were a little, that was a sizable egg grind that you wound up doing, and there was a thought in the back of the mind. It's like, is this going to be too much? Is this going to be a big time cost? But after it was done, you were clearing through bosses fairly cleanly and having less of an issue with some of them than Rex had. So you were making up that time. So I don't like to point to any runner, like point out their strategic errors, but you may be right on that. It's like that grind may have been the way to go.
I figured the grind was the way to go. The point was it should have been sooner rather than when I did it, because like the gamble is obviously to try to see if I can hit 10 key items, but and it turns out I ended up only getting to 9 before before going to the moon, so I wouldn't have saved time that way anyway. I just think I just make up that time like very quickly. Like I just get to instead of having to wait out DKC, I just get to nuke him to the face. So that's like another 20-30 seconds losing just because I didn't do that grind. It's all like, it's one of those subtle things where because I didn't grind up when I knew I should have, I just bled seconds here and there when I that were unnecessary. Even when I win the fight relatively quickly, there were quicker ways to have gone for it. So I don't know. That's just on me. Just got to tighten up my game, have better decision making, and go from there.
Well, I think your decision making was very defensible, and it just it didn't work out for you in that way. Was it at least a little bit satisfying to beat up on RNG at the end?
I mean, I know RNG's been dunking on me that entire seed. I mean, I did not expect War to fall off on that poem when it did. And it's like, really? Of all the times now? And then there was, I think, in the refight, the float get onto the attacker into the main orb and went, okay, I guess I have to equip this Palin with a bow and plunk away that way, because there's not much else like he's going to be doing otherwise. It was just one of those things where I think I don't think I'd played that my first attempt so aggressive if I didn't already feel behind from all those wipes to Ogo Pogo. I probably just played it, just let it chill. I'll just take I think I could just take my time, but because I felt that much behind, I just kind of had to take a slight gamble and I got punished for it.
Yeah, that's something we were a little worried about when we saw like the wipes of Ogopogo. Like that sort of thing can tilt a player, or at the very least make you adjust your strategy in a way that doesn't work out. But that is a difficult thing to deal with, and you can be self-critical all you want. I think you did ultimately handle it relatively well.
I mean, but I think especially when it comes to brackets, like being able to handle situations well, but like is all well and good, but like coming to, I don't know, this is just, maybe I'm being hypercritical myself, but like coming to the right decision to begin with, is better. So I don't know, it's like, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it, obviously, because it's like about to be noon, so I'm not going to go to sleep until for quite a while, but like,
yeah.
But I don't know, it's one of the things, like I know what mistakes I made, I really like my early game. I think finding those long swords, in Mysidia, also taking a random fight on Ordeals to get to Berserk, that felt, those actions felt good. Yes, RNG got me at that Baron in was kind of rude. Again, talking about walls falling off. Again.
Yeah.
That wasn't great, but like, because I'm so surprised that wall fell off. I don't know, given that spot, but that's just me. But I still think I do like most of my choices up until the not grinding up immediately as soon as I saw those sirens.
Well, hey, that's why we do best 2 out of 3. You have an opportunity tomorrow and possibly even Saturday to make the decisions that pay out just that bit better and pull this series back.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm still surprised I made it to brackets in the first place. So this is kind of like a free roll. So it is what it is sometimes.
Well, the thunder from down under. You're certainly. You're gonna roar back in game 2, I'm sure, and that is tomorrow at night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So, any thoughts about what you want to how you want to approach game 2?
I think if I know I just made a mistake. I still think if I just played my normal game, I would have won that. So I just need to play my normal game and just don't make poor choices. That's it. I think I don't need to change anything. And if I'm wrong, then so be it. That's the choices I'm making.
That's a fair enough approach.
Yeah, you're talented enough to win the Lilith Rod group and make it to the round of 32 in the first place. So you keep on being that talented. That's what I say.
Wait. Since when was I talented? Like all I do is cricket memes and that kind of thing.
So... Well, you've defeated RNG, so clearly it has to be talent.
Yes.
Debatable. Like sometimes you just get the one of a million hit, right? That happens. But yeah, thank you to both Hubfin and Ship Launcher for doing comms. Thank you Dubwood for tracking. Thank you Haram for rolling a required twin harp because you love it. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the show.
We certainly did. GG's once again.
Yeah, GG's.
All right. And we have more Adamant Cup action coming up for you tomorrow. These are going to be all the restreamed matches at 8 p.m. Eastern on Free Enterprise. We have Moonblaze Wolf, the winner of the Ninja Shirt group, versus Sorbius at 9 p.m. Eastern on Free Enterprise 2, this very channel. We have Judge Joe versus Gale Swift. And at 11 p.m. Eastern, late night Free Enterprise on the main channel, Silverfire versus Martin Broadcloak. We also have lots of Khadgar action happening. Check out the Discord if you haven't already.
Absolutely. And of course, we have matches going on Saturday and Sunday as well. Those are getting scheduled, smoothed out, sorted out. So if you're not in the Discord to get word of what matches will be going on, what will be restreamed, do make sure to join us. And do make sure to join us as we go off and visit Blue Cat Loach, who's running some bracket practice. Obviously, don't talk about what happened in this race. No spoilers. But, cheer on more members of our community, get to enjoy more Free Enterprise action. And let's thank again Dubward and Harumph for taking care of things behind the scenes while Sheep Launcher and I just get to ramble on.
We did. Well, anyway, thanks so much for joining us here tonight, and until next time, so long.
Adios, everyone.